And we should now be live. Good evening, everyone. Just going to double check everything is working correctly. Also, please bear with, I am still just finishing off dinner. Hello, Basti. Hello, Rob. Rob is here in lurking mode. Hello, One Chef Frog. How are we doing? How are we doing, especially if you're in Europe and dealing with the heat wave? I am sat here with a fan and a cold drink, soaking wet because I've just splashed cold water on myself. It never ever seems to be enough. I hate the heat. So do I. I am a firm believer that being cold is better than being hot. Hello, Joke? Am I pronouncing that correct? So last stream on here, we made a prototype of our little camping area. And today I wanted to basically work on the rest of it. And I already have been doing some homework. So now our little campsite has a nice entrance area. And I thought the first thing we could do in this stream is come up with a name for our campsite. So any ideas in chat for a name for our Norway Parks camping ground? Camp with dinosaurs in it. Well, the dinosaurs aren't actually in it. The dinosaurs are around it. Crappy campsite. Camp with dinosaurs and might come and eat you. You know, you lot would be pretty terrible as marketing team, wouldn't you? Well, until we have a good name, I'm just going to get on with starting to fill in this decorative area at the back here. So, I do think we need to just make sure we can get our fencing positioning correct. Your side camp. Oh, I like that one, actually, Rob. That works. Scandisaur. Oh, I like Scandisaur. Done. Hello, Nicholas. I think we will go with Scandisaur, because I think I like the humour of that. So in a second, we'll go and stick that, we'll make a sign for our entrance. Let's get into here first. Edit. Fonts. Do you want it all on one line? Or I think we'll try and... Well, I'm doing okay today, Chad. Just very, very warm. The heat... They say we're in the middle of a heat wave here in the UK. I would argue this is not that bad. Like, it's only been 31 here. And I mean, 31 used to be, like, really hot weather in the summer when I was a kid, so... It definitely feels a little worse, though. I tell you what, as I get older, I certainly notice I feel the heat a lot worse. I suppose is why when there is a bad heat wave, they always tell you to keep an eye on your older relatives. But... Camp Scandisaur. Look at that. I like the purple. Now, I suppose the key question is, how do I want it hanging from here? I think we want it to be hanging from something that connects to that central pillar that's hanging out there. I do want to make sure it is straight though. That is, I think that is reasonably straight. Oh, it is a little off. Not by much. So yeah, we'll have it hanging about there, and we'll have it hanging from something connected to maybe this pillar up the top. Props for... We need some wood, I think. We had 39 if you... Oh, screw that. 39 is just... God. Like, why? Why do people still think climate change is not real when we have stuff like that? I really don't understand it. It's like, oh, climate change isn't real, it's just natural. And I'm like, how can you be that blind? How can you think it's entirely natural when, you know, when I was a kid 20 years ago, the highest we ever used to get in the United Kingdom temperature-wise was like 30, 31. And then 4 years ago, we had 41 degrees. How do you think that's normal? I've never understood. I do understand, actually. I understand it in the realm of wanting to try to not think humans are to blame. I think there's a very natural idea that us humans have, which is that we like to not be responsible for things. And I think that's why so many people just still believe this crazy idea that climate change isn't real. And if they do believe in climate change, oh, well, we don't have anything to do with it. Okay, then. People are idiotic. Hello, Guillermo. I don't think people are idiotic. I think that's maybe simplifying it a bit. I think people are easily swayed, let's say. That's certainly become more and more obvious when you think about people like Donald Trump. I think it's very clear that people are easily swayed by not facts. That they're swayed by rhetoric. And the problem with rhetoric is it can get you in trouble. I think that works. If we just like copy that, so duplicate and go there. Maybe do one hanging in the middle as well. Maybe have one kind of in the middle. Camp Scandisaur, I like it. One last thing I want to do. Oh shit. Germany hit its heat record 3 days in a row. Yeah, that's not normal. It's easier to convince people as a group. Yeah. I mean, I'm pulling my hair out that sort of very Americanized politics is kind of seeping into this country, and I really hate it because it's just making people stupid for one, but also really hateful for another. And I just can't can't abide by some of the stuff coming up. It's just kind of sad, really. I guess. Right. Let's stick our numbers. I'm going to go in reverse order to the other ones we did. Which of these two species would you choose for Jurassic World Evolution 3, Nano Tyrannus or Diabloceratops? I'll be honest, I don't think I would pick either, because I don't think there's anything that they offer that we don't already have. I mean, I would say maybe the Nano Tyrannus, because I think when it comes to ceratopsians, I think we have enough. In fact, I would almost go as far as to say I think we have too many ceratopsians. Just, I do want to try and make all these subtly different. Just if only to add some variation. Which of these would you choose, Postosuchus or Saurosuchus? Probably Saurosuchus out of those two. Oh, I just made it the same color as the... Right. And then we obviously want to provide them with some activities. I'm going to go for something relatively similar. We'll give them some sun lounges. And do we want to give them a... Oh, I need to, shoot. We need to do our little cover up the messy side bit. We do need more Triassic species. That I do agree with. I mean, I would argue I would prefer to have more Triassic / Permian than Cenozoic. I know everyone loves Cenozoic, but at the moment, I would rather have more reptilian stuff, I guess. There we go. Those Amargasaurus allowed. The only Cenozoic species I want are terrabirds. Yeah, terrabirds, Basilosaurus, land crocs, maybe. Do I want to give them a barbecue here? Just wondering, is there a different sort of activity that we can give them? Maybe we could go with like a sort of outdoor cinema. How would I do it? How can we make a outdoor cinema screen? See, we need like a couple of... That feels a little big. Feels better. White concrete. I was actually thinking of using something like this. Just has to be thin-ish. No finish. Just duplicate. Oh, that was not straight, was it? The screen needs to be wider. Okay. I don't think I'm going to use this. This looks too thick. I want something that looks more like fabric, but I don't think... The only thing I think we've got is like something like this, but it's not right. It's not the right sort of fabric. If we put two of those together... It's not going to work, is it? What about... We've got this stuff. I mean, that would kind of work, but again, it's a bit... It's also gridded, which means it'll be a pain in the ass. we... Hang on, I think there's... That's thin. They're only showing retro dino movies, Lost World, Valley of Ground G, and King Kong. Yeah, Rebirth won't be on at this cinema at all. I think that fits better with a little bit straighter. Such a good option. I mean, I think that's possible for like widescreen. Hang on. I think that's possible. Let's just adjust these a little. And if we actually make this properly wide. Now the obvious problem is projector. Are we going to where are we going to put the projector? I mean, I suppose you could say put it behind them, or do we have it off the side of one of these? Let's do it, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Now, what do we do to represent... I know. Get around, but do not emit. Got enough of a range. What color? Just have it in one. What does that actually look like in the dark? I'm curious. I mean, kind of gives the effect. I think it gives enough of an effect that you know what it is, so... If anything, I might just adjust this down a little bit. Yeah, I think it gives a clear idea of what that's supposed to be. Right. And then I think we'll put the camp's dinosaur mascots about here. So, let's see. What dinosaur shall we have represent campsite number 2? Let's go for good old Triceratops, I think. Right. Time to put in the background foliage. Aren't there any baby statues? No, Chad, of course not. That would make way too much sense. Frontier, old Frontier. Trying to remember what was the sort of thing I did over here. Okay, and then plenty of flowers as well as a few chopped up. Oh. some sage in here. Did I put some... thyme, sage... Yeah, I did put some of the dog rose bushes in. Then I think we need to stick in a few good old classic flowers. Doesn't really give the effect I want. Just grab some more. Yeah, that works. Jack, the aim is that each campsite has its own dinosaur mascot specifically. So, Stegosaurus over here, Triceratops over here. One of them will be T-Rex. Probably this one at the back. You don't have all the statues because you're not a good park builder. I mean, I wouldn't say being a good park builder is required to get all the statues. I mean, it's just a matter of playing through the campaign, really. I will do this part once these bits are a bit more done. Yeah, I think that one I'm satisfied with that. Maybe... Where did the... There, that's better. If Jurassic World wanted to go with the idea that their dinosaurs were genetically modified to be park attractions and make them actual attractions, not ugly looking meat sacks. Yeah. I do partly. I mean, that was partly why I was not particularly impressed with the Indominus Rex or the Indoraptor as hybrids. I'm going to take a break from doing these campsite bits. By the way, I want to have a look at our little kayaking area here, which I want to build something for. But yeah, as I was saying, I just think the Indominus Rex is particularly boring for something that is supposed to be this mutant hybrid creature. I think it's kind of boring. I think it's quite dull in its design. I think the version that they came up with to begin with, the shit, what was it called? Began with M. I can't remember. But what the thing that they were going to have initially, which had like the horn on its head and had a really freaky sort of distended look to it. I think that looks so much more interesting. Yeah, the Merlosaurus or whatever it was. I really cannot remember. But I thought that was a much more interesting concept. The mate, yeah, the Mapiosaurus, wasn't it? Something like that. Weird, newly discovered dinosaur that they decided to create. Here's the plan. This building. I want there to be like a little weir or, pier coming off the back. We'll have stairs going up to it. I want there to be nice columns. The big question is how to do the side columns. Those just don't look right. Maybe if they didn't have... These are again forced to work only on the grid. Honestly, I just wish we could just make any piece non-gridded. I don't understand why we have to deal with this stupid fucking... Oh, some pieces are going to be gridded, but some are not gridded, and you will learn the difference by trial and error. Fuck you, Frontier. Really? That. That's as diplomatically as I could put that. Let's do the rest of these. It's funny that the paleo artists who follow scientific accuracy are more creative with their designs than the people who have no care for accuracy. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't understand it. It's always annoyed me about Frontier's designs. It's like, you don't have to be paleo accurate. Can you guys not come up with something that's a little more interesting? But no, it's generic blobs and splotches all the time. Maybe making it round was the wrong idea. Restart time. Let's start with the walls first. Hey, that's a bit... Oh. I'm not massively fond of doing stuff on angles, because I just think it leads to problems down the line, but if that's the way we have to do it, that's the way we have to do it. Right, let's put those columns back in. I mean, this is something that I've been like. I wanted to get a video done on like dinosaur designs for a while, but it's just been there's been so many other videos to do videos on. Okay. Now we can put in our lovely wooden columns, which I wish we could get thicker than that, but alas, we cannot. Right. Still happy with these, but let's make them. I still want to have that stone trim on the base. That's roughly it. This one is too far over. It was basically just... that's better. Right. Still got 3 of them. Not quite in the right. Is also not. That'll do. I still haven't seen any of the surviving Earths yet. I need them. I need someone to record them. Someone needs to record them and put them onto something where everyone can see them. I'm so gutted that they didn't come to something other than sky. I'm actually kind of annoyed at how, like, this is something I spoke about when I was talking about prehistory. The scientific documentaries are starting to become paywall for people. Like, now if you want to watch a good scientific documentary, it's going to be paywalled behind a streaming service. Which I think is... I think it's a dangerous... not dangerous, but I think it's problematic. Very sad. Especially when the quality of free TV documentaries, aka Dinosaur with Stephen Fry, is so poor. I think the only roofing material that will do what I want is the thatch. And it will have to be the big thatch. I'm not sure if I like that, because it doesn't really go with the rest of the campsite. But that's the thatch is the only one that has circular roofing pieces. Otherwise you have to give it a flat roof. I really don't like the idea of giving it a flat roof. Can't even change the color of the thatch, can we? Well, we can. Oh, in that case. That. Yes. Let's grab that color, and let's grab that color. That takes the edge off the bit. Plateosaurus is a dinosaur that we should have in this game already. I don't understand why it isn't in this game. I actually think it's really, really stupid that we don't. I think we're okay with other trims. I think the gaps we will actually put glass. Right, steps. There's going to be steps running around the whole edge. How can we recreate that? If You know what doesn't help? The fact that this is in the dark. I was thinking. Yes, Chad, I heard that the Mimai and Torosaurus are coming. I don't, however, like, do videos just on... Like, in my opinion, I don't see any point in doing, like, a video on, oh, look, here's a picture of the thing they said that was coming. I would rather wait until we actually got genuine stuff, like either a video or we actually just have them in game. My take on it anyway. Okay, now we need to duplicate it, move it down, and then we need to shift these. Distance. There we go. That's more or less what I wanted. Now, here. Oh, yeah. Maybe that's too low. I have never been kayaking, so I don't know. That isn't reaching the bottom of the... Really, I want it to be kind of here. I'll just have to cover that up with some wooden pillars, perhaps. Does this come with columns? I don't really think they're big enough. There we go. Platysaurus gizzardi, would you prefer it resembling an iguana or prefer it with quills? I'm not sure, because something that I think has been a problem with paleo art for a while is now that there's an acceptance that, like, oh yeah, dinosaurs and birds are related to each other. It seems to be now that, like, every single dinosaur has to have fucking feathers, even when there's no proof that it did. And, you know, that's the artistic style they want to go with. That's fine, but I feel like, yeah, dinosaurs were related to birds, but that doesn't mean every single dinosaur had feathers. And I think maybe we need to throw back a little bit on just always having every single dinosaur having feathers. That's my belief. I think it would be nice to perhaps have some just, I would say, old-fashioned dinosaurs again. Once the camp is done, Incubate release a bright red, white Scorpius Rex set game tonight. Turn down the brightness and go into first person mode. No, yeah, see, I don't... No, I don't do that. Look. This game is not supposed to be some half-assed horror game, and that's not why I play it for. And it still does frustrate me, the number of people, especially on Reddit, that are like, oh, we need to have this, like, we want to walk around the parks in first person and shoot the dinosaurs and have be eaten by the dinosaurs and have, like, a horror experience. And I'm like, that's not what the game is for. If you want that experience, fine. Wait until we get to Jurassic Park Survival. I think trying to make this game into some half-assed I'm aware of that, Chad. I think you're missing the point of what I was trying to say. My point was, I wish there were more people drawing dinosaurs in a more traditional way. Like, without feathers at all. By all means, put feathers on the dinosaurs that you think had feathers. Fine. But I kind of would like to see some more traditional paleo artwork still be considered worthwhile. That's basically all I was saying. I wish that paleo artwork didn't all have to be basically, oh, every single dinosaur has to have feathers. I wish there was a greater range of paleo artwork, basically. Yeah, Chad, I know there are people that do it. Like I said, I wish there were more. I think you're taking what I'm saying as an attack, which is not what it is. A majority of paleo artwork I see these days has feathers on dinosaurs. The majority. All I'm saying is, I think that is the wrong way to go about it. I think we need to have a... Okay, Chad. I'm going to stop this conversation here because I don't think it's going to go anywhere profitable. And you are also filling up the chat. All the point was that I was saying was that I think we need to have a greater range of depiction of dinosaurs, and that not every single dinosaur has to have feathers. That's all I said. When it comes to Plateosaurus, which is the animal in question that we were talking about, I think that I would prefer it not to have quills, because I think the paleontological evidence suggests that that sort of thing was a later evolution, not an early one. So I think I would prefer it not to have quills. And you didn't annoy me. I think I'm clearly not getting what my point was across very well. So I just I was just focusing on the build. Well, like I say, Chad, you must be clearly more up to date with the science than I am. It didn't annoy me. I just don't think you're understanding my point. Because I'm not saying that dinosaurs shouldn't be drawn with feathers, and I'm not saying that dinosaurs should always be drawn with feathers. I'm saying I see way too much paleo artwork these days, which is primarily just put feathers on the dinosaurs. And primarily, I feel like that's most of the paleo artwork I see people produce. But that's just my interpretation of what I see on Facebook, on DeviantArt, on Twitter. Ceratopsians is one of the few that, yeah, definitely. Ceratopsians definitely don't often have feathers, but I have seen feathered ceratopsians. Actually, I kind of wish that we did have at least more of that. Like, because that's the other thing that gets me about when they put feathers on dinosaurs. It's always the same types of dinosaurs that we see be feathered. The theropods and stuff, which makes sense because, you know, there's evidence. But again, thinking about this game in particular, given how many ceratopsians there are in the game, I think it would be fun if we did have a feathered ceratopsian, because then it would be distinct. Yeah, Pachyrhinosaurus is one I see commonly put with feathers on. Building this bloody thing proved to be harder than I thought it was going to be. Do we have some rope? Do we not have Yeah, I mean, a sauropod of feathers, I think, would also be a good idea. Just anything to make it stand out compared to all the rest. Because that, for me, is my biggest issue with Evolution 3, the roster anyway, is it's just so dull. Roster-wise. All these animals, and some of them, more or less, look identical. I think Chad is just trying to fill the silence, because it can get a bit quiet in chat, and I do appreciate people talking. I think that it's the gist across. I shall finish it off properly another stream, but you know, I think that gets the gist across that it's here. I didn't realize Prehistoric Kingdom was going to have bison. I haven't been very good at staying up to date with that game. To be honest, I haven't been very good at staying up to date with anything. It's just been so warm in the UK that like at the moment I'm pretty much like everyone else. It's just like I just want to get through the heat wave, and then after that I can go back to like life. Right now the heat wave is just sapping everything from everyone. Like I have barely done any evolution work since the start of the latest. I mean, this is the longest I've played this game in probably a while. That was not the tree. That was the... Rob, let's not be, you know, too dismissive. People are allowed to talk about whatever they like to talk about. And everyone is free to exchange thoughts and ideas. I know that you prefer people to be positive when they talk about Frontier, and that's fine. But do allow people to chat about what they want to chat about. I understand your position, Rob. I appreciate it can get frustrating. Ambulocetus in Prehistoric Kingdom sounds like fun. It's a bit big though for any of the like exhibit-sized things, isn't it? So Ambulocetus, I would guess, if it was coming, would be like a full-on amphibious species, which I think would make it the first full-on amphibious species, right? So I know we obviously have the little enclosure amphibious animals, but I don't think we got anything like amphibious that's full size. have they added something? I haven't played Prehistoric Kingdom in so long. Really ought to play it again. It's just, it takes so much time. Like, modular building takes so much time. It's like, I don't know how people can split their time between like Prehistoric Kingdom and Evolution. I can just about keep up with Evolution. They're adding a wetland map. Well, that would be nice to have more maps. I think I'm pretty happy with how that looks. It does bug me that these only come in one variety, as it were. I like the idea of maybe we can invent a little scene here. Maybe they do we have anything that could be like a town, like a beach town? Maybe I can do something. closest thing to a tower we have. I think that's passable for like beach towels. We could also advance. If somebody got too close to the waterfall and tipped it over. No sense. I think that's a decent enough little kayaking spot. Prehistoric planets, Dreadnoughtus balls. Honestly, that program is going to be forever remembered because of the Dreadnoughtus balls. I feel like it's one of the most like distinct bits. Notice that the temperature's going down. It's only 25 degrees instead of 31. Dreadnought as well. Look at my balls. Quiet. That's the kind of distinctive stuff that Frontier needs to start. especially if they want to stay competitive with something like prehistoric uh, kingdom. Not that I think prehistoric kingdom is ever going to have the numbers. I think prehistoric kingdom I think they shouldn't have launched as soon as they did. Like, I know why they did, because obviously they were in a financially tough place and they wanted to get the game out there and start making money off it and everything else. But I feel like it launched in quite a bare bonesy kind of way, and I think that put a lot of people off. And you only ever get one launch, is the turn of phrase. Hello, Luna. And no worries. I know that people are probably doing their own thing or listening to me while they're doing their own modular builds. That's fine. Yeah, PK's the hunting anime, the combat animations. They're not bad. It is. Only one way, really. Sure, go ahead, Luna. You know you don't have to, ask permission to talk. Just go right ahead. This central bit does look a bit bare, but I'm not sure how else to improve it. Michael Jackson dinosaurs. What dinosaurs shall we? Oh right. Let's do Mr. T. Um, Mr. T-Rex is kind of big, so I think I have to make this pattern. How Rexy is. Shame that we don't. There's one thing I would like to have is statues of like existing animals, but different. Um, in different poses. I feel like that would be helpful. Maybe we could make this one. We don't have a Quetzalcoatl statue. I thought that we did. Oh, you had spine surgery. I hope it went well, Miss Luna. So we can have T-Rex and Pteranodon as our last two campsite areas. Do some tidying up of this. Bring the stone trims in. Put in the little bar sort of thing that I wanted to put in here for the person overseeing the kayak rentals. Put in some kayak racks. Being led astray by perspective. Oh, para! I will find somewhere to put para. Maybe we'll put a couple of paras around the lake. We'll put some paras around the lake. I think that would be nice. That's basically out. Yeah, let's put some paras around them. One there. One kind of half in the water. There we go. Something had to my back and I had to go to hospital again and go home from hospital. Wound vacuum on my back. I don't even know what that is. Well, I hope things start getting better for you. I'm really liking how this is looking so far. I think it's filling the space nicely. It feels very natural. I see, Luna. Well, like I say, I hope that you're doing better. I'm I feel fairly fortunate that I've never had to never had a serious medical problem that's required stay in hospital. Um, never broken a bone. Never had a serious illness or anything like that. Been rather lucky. Either that or I'm rather boring. Better take that as you will. Hello, Marconian. Okay, in the last few minutes, what? Obviously, we've got this sheltered area here, and we've got the little truck stops. But I feel like this area feels kind of empty. So, any thoughts on what we can do? Obviously, we could just stick some like picnic benches. Maybe. Sooner or later, the time comes. It's a very metaphysical way of looking at it for late on a Friday evening, Rob. Color combination. Let's go with red to match the. And obviously we need to adjust the color. Okay, that feels a bit better. We need lighting. Let's actually have a look at the lighting. I get you, Luna. The trucks are reasonably lit, but yeah, I do think we need maybe some extra lighting. Might be a bit much. might also be a bit. That might be more appropriate. So it does stand. They're kind of ugly. Hmm. That these little these things I think about. Change the light color to these sets of awfully odd. They make white light, but okay, well that looks very weird. Oh, Rob works at a hospital. Oh well. Tough jobs. Hospital ones. I think that is better. Don't know. I still might do something. I'm wondering if we should put some lights in the water. No. Maybe just to mark out a reasonably safe area. A few hay bales and some dancing cowboys. Never been particularly fond of cowboys. If you catch my drift. Oh, what is our... Not too bad. I wish the neon lights had more of an effect. Also, filling in the ends of these roofing pieces was a pain in the backside because I built everything before I thought about filling in the endpoints, and obviously when you do that, you mess up because the right angulared pieces and stuff that we have, you're limited to building it on the scale the modular building system wants you to build at. Ooh. Imagine we could have headwear like cowboy hats or pop masks for our raptors. I see. Next park, Yellowstone Dinosaur Park. I think the next park I build will be a different theme that isn't alpine. I would probably go with I'm not sure actually. I'd have to think. The problem with sandbox building in this game is that it takes so long. It's really draining. Especially if you want to do a lot of stuff modular building wise. I mean, I haven't done anything on that din build I wanted to do. So I've been distracted by this one. And this one is only half a map pretty much. And I've still got all down here to figure out. However, it's coming up to the end of the stream, so I'm going to leave it here. Again, we got a reasonable amount done. We've got the little kayaking lake basically sorted, and we got another one of the campsite things. I mean, this I will probably do off stream at some point. Sunday, I was thinking of playing something different on Sunday. I don't know what yet. I shall have to have a think. But I might just play something non-dinosaur related, or maybe play some of the Isle. Actually, I haven't been on the Isle in ages, so maybe we'll do some of the Isle. And that gives me time to finish off putting, because really all this place needs is like putting trees and vegetation in, which is boring enough. And this building just needs finishing off, which again I can do easily enough off stream. And then basically all of this area will be done, and all that needs to be then focused on is this area at this end of the park, which hasn't really been touched apart from me putting in the areas around the side Tachosaurus. Which just needs a little bit of finishing off, really. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream, and is coping with the heat, especially if they're in Europe or the UK. Heat makes everybody grouchy. Certainly, I know it certainly does for me. Yeah, I will be back on Sunday. We'll probably be playing the Isle or something different to Evolution 3, just again, just to stop me getting burned out. Don't forget there was a U-boat video this week on Wednesday from Fallout, so do go and give that a watch if you haven't already. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your where are we? Friday evenings. Until next time, stay safe and good night.